The affordability crisis could get even worse, according to a report by a Zillow economist. Now, this is obviously the last thing we need, but how bad can the affordability crisis get? And if it's going to get worse, does it make sense to buy a home now? That's what we're going to talk about today. A Zillow economist estimated that home prices will rise by 6.5% over the next year because of limited inventory and stronger than expected demand. If you're not familiar, for the past 4+ years, we've had a really limited housing inventory. Basically, what that means is there are more buyers than there are sellers. With everything that's gone on in the past few years, fewer people are motivated to sell, which hasn't helped with inventory. Now, why would there be a stronger than expected demand? I think one of the driving reasons is interest rates were over 8% last year. It was kind of like really quick, it's a blip on the radar, but for the most part last year, our interest rates were around 7.5% in that range. Well, currently interest rates are now at about 7% or high 6s. Interest rates change every day, and depending on what resources you look at, that can also vary. And just as an FYI, I'm using the interest rate you can get if you were to get a 30-year loan, which seems like the most popular mortgage that people get nowadays. But I want to break down the statement a little bit about how home prices will rise 6.5%. Now, of course, this is just an estimate, but it got me thinking, like, okay, 6.5%. That sounds like a lot. This is not going to make things affordable. We need home prices to go down. That would be helpful. Then I wanted to know, what is the national annual average appreciation rate? Since 1987 through 2023, it's been 4.8%. That means on average, home prices increased about 4.8% each year. Are you ready to take the next step towards becoming a homeowner? Go to workwithdang.com and let me be your guide. I'll set you up with a trusted real estate agent, a free home buyers course, and share some resources like an affordability calculator. Let's make your dream of becoming a homeowner a reality. The link is in the description. Let's run through the numbers. The current median home price is about $417,000 as of this recording. If you have a 7% interest rate, then the monthly payment would be $2,744. As a note, this doesn't include taxes and other fees. Now, if the median home price rises 6.5%, that would make the monthly payment $2,954. But if you go with the 4.8% appreciation rate, that would make the monthly payment $2,907. Even though home prices might go up a little bit more than usual, when you break it down on a 30-year mortgage, it's only about a $50 difference. That's one thing that I think is important to keep in mind when we hear these forecasts and these stats. Then you feel the pressure of not being able to afford a home, but in reality, in this example, it's only a $50 difference. Now, to be clear, nowadays, of course, people are trying to save as much money as possible. So I'm not flippantly saying, hey, it's only $50, no big deal. But again, you hear those stats, it gets scary, but when you break down the numbers, it may not be as bad as it seems. Should you buy a home now? In my opinion, there's really not a need to rush, especially after breaking down the numbers here when, yes, maybe home prices are going to increase a bit more, but if it only ends up being about $50 a month, typically that's not a make or break situation. But I will say for some people, maybe it makes sense to buy now because the concern is, will they get knocked out of being able to afford a home, like thousands upon thousands of people are experiencing right now, where home prices just aren't affordable for them. If you're sort of on the cusp of that, then I think it would make sense for you to buy now. I would recommend that you're financially stable and ready to buy. I wouldn't rush into buying a home right now because at the end of the day, it's not the best time. Interest rates are high, home prices are high, the economy is unpredictable. If there is some sort of economic downturn or crash or something like that and it affects the housing market and you just bought at top of the market, then it's going to be really difficult to recover. That's why I think for a lot of people, waiting to see if home prices might go down isn't a bad idea. Now, I'm not really sure if home prices will go down or not, or if they do, will it be a significant amount? Waiting for the economy to kind of relax a little bit and make some more kind of sense and start to restore some consumer confidence may be the best choice for you. Now, one thing that makes me worried about waiting is that if interest rates go down a significant amount and more people come on the market to buy a home, and if we still don't have a lot of inventory, is that just going to price more people out sooner than later? Really, only time will tell. But what I'll say to you is, if you're kind of on the fence of wanting to buy now, really look at your finances and trust your gut. Does it make sense for you to buy a home? Because ultimately, It's a personal decision, and it's nothing that a realtor or some guy on YouTube can make for you. I wish you the best of luck on your home finding journey. Check out this video about home prices dropping or this video about if you should buy a home or not. Thanks for watching to the end, especially if you're a subscriber.